What's happening, everyone? Welcome back. And if it's your first time here, just plain welcome. Um, what the hell is going on in Texas? Normally, when I think about Texas, I think guns, pretty decent laws, large state, you know, country honeys. I'm a dude. Um, but normally it's not a state I get really that worked up about. Sometimes bad things happen there, and we've got to talk about it. But for the most part, they seem to be heading mostly in the right direction. But a new bill, new measure just kind of fucked all that up. So earlier this week, Wednesday to be specific, the Texas House of Representatives passed a bill, HB 366, that, quote, ensures voters understand when material is used in ads had been faked, as the use of generative artificial intelligence makes it easier to manipulate media that could use falsely represent a candidate's conduct or speech. Whoever wrote this shit, clearly functional moron. And for the most part, that's what it's about. It's about like stopping deepfake ads. For example, if I want to do a deepfake and say Kamala Harris, talking about how, she wanted to legalize machine guns for everybody. Well, this would outrage a lot of people on the left. It would hurt her base, etc. And some of the deepfakes are getting a lot more realistic. So I get where they're coming from on that. And it doesn't... Let me pull up the bill real quick. Because as I understand it, it doesn't actually ban them. It would require disclosures by the office holders, candidates, or political committees who use the media and spend more than $100 for political advertising. So that's going to cover most everybody. That doesn't sound so bad. You can still do it. You just got to admit that, that you're doing it. But there's a problem, and that's a lot of critics say this is going to impact memes. Is it? Well, I'm going to read from the bill real quick here. It's required disclosure on certain political advertising containing altered media. This applies to only to persons who blah, blah, blah. A person may not, with the intent to influence an election, knowingly cause to be published, distributed, or broadcast political advertising that includes an image, audio recording, or video recording of an office holder's or candidate's appearance, speech, or conduct that did not occur in reality, including an image, audio recording, or video recording that has been altered using generative artificial intelligence technology. Unless the image is used to change, brightness, saturation, etc. It includes a disclosure from the other person. So in other words, you can use AI to, modify the picture, make it look better. I know right now my lighting looks kind of wonky, but it sounds, pretty straightforward, except it says image. And it cannot be altered. It cannot, that says something someone didn't say. But a lot of memes include language people didn't actually say. It's a simplified version, or it's the meme creator's interpretation of what that person wants. It's a meme. We do this for fun. We do this for jokes. We take a viral image and we take a screenshot or just J.D. Vance looking, apparently at the time, but looking like he was like calling bullshit. We take these things and we add stuff to it for humor, for whatever. And sometimes that is an attack on the individual, but it does not exist in reality. This bill would impact this. And that's kind of a problem. And I think it's a problem for obvious reasons. It is a free speech issue, right? And memes are an inexpensive way for a campaign to create a viral guerrilla marketing kind of vibe, right? You create a bunch of memes, blasting your opponent, making them look stupid, discrediting them in the eyes of the voter. you know, you can have, there's websites that will let you just create a meme with a picture. It's not that hard. But the thing is, even if it was difficult, it's still free speech, right? I have a right to say what I want to say. And using AI to potentially create an image, you know, much like you would use a political cartoon, it's still free speech. It's still allowed. It's still protected by the First Amendment. And saying that, well, you've got to put a disclosure on it. You know, just got to put a disclaimer. You've got to put that this is political speech. That's a problem. Because it's still a regulation on free speech. And you cannot, for example, say that you're pro-gun, that you oppose gun control while trying to do free speech control. That's not how it works. That's not how the system is designed by the Founding Fathers. And honestly, what good does it do? Now, I get that you're trying to deal with deep fakes that could mislead the public. But the truth of the matter is there are tools out there that will find a lot of this. And you can counter this. There are ways to counter this without going so far. Had it just been video or audio, I wouldn't have as much of an issue. Right? Because that's the kind of thing that can easily be plugged in. But the fact that it says image is an issue. I get the goal here. I understand it. This is not the way to deal with it. Texas, you need to do better. You just need to. Now, this went through the House of Representatives. My understanding is it still has to go through the Senate. Hopefully, it will get stomped on there because Jesus Christ, people, grow the fuck up. Right? The former House Speaker who pushed this bill, Dade Phelan, he got a lot of political attacks during his re-election and speaker campaigns, and he's butthurt over it. All right? But when you're butthurt over something, suck it the fuck up. Right? You don't restrict free speech because you didn't like how people use their free speech. Get the fuck over it. Right? Put some ice on your anus and knock it the hell off. I mean, Jesus Christ. You acting like a bunch of damn liberals there. Oh my God, they said mean stuff about me. Dude, knock it off. Again, chill. Put some Vaseline on your mangina and get the fuck back to work doing something good for the people of Texas like they elected you to do. Right? Jesus Christ. I mean, I could rail on this for hours, but I'm just going to be repeating myself. Right? It goes too far. It goes way too far. Right? It is going to cover up memes. It is going to deal with memes. It's going to cause problems. And it should be overturned by the courts if it gets to that point. It should never have gotten this far. But it did. So now we got to deal with it. Hopefully we can stop it from actually going into law. Hopefully the senators of Texas have enough sense to know this is retarded. Right? But that's my take on it. What's your take? I want to hear from you. Is this really just not a big deal that what Phelan's trying to do is completely legitimate? Or is it worse than I'm saying? You know, do you think that all of it goes way too far? I mean, I think it does too, but you know, I can kind of get the first part. But I want to know your take on it. While you're doing that, do me a favor, go down, hit the like button, subscribe button, notification bell, all of that jazz. Every bit of engagement helps the algorithm, spreads the good word, and all of that. If you want to support the channel, there is a coffee link down below. A couple of bucks helps keep the lights on, and it would be a big help. And on that note, I am going to wrap things up, and I will see you all in the next video.